Friday night in the Pac-12, a conference battle between Washington and unbeaten UCLA. Chip Kelly and the Bruins are 3-point home underdogs Friday night, 10:30 p.m. on ESPN. This one has moved off of Washington -3.5. If we look at the total in this game, we are at 65.5, 66, depending on where you shop here. Brett, let's get into this. Chip Kelly, despite being unbeaten, still a home underdog in a conference matchup.
It's important to note, and it's very significant that this line moved off Washington -3 and the hook, because that represents a 17-point push rate. And, you know, as small as a half-point movement is, it's very significant. Actually, the most significant line movement you can have in football. So just keep that in mind and watch the team. Maybe Washington -2.5 might pop. So if you're back in the Huskies, have a little bit of patience there. Otherwise, 3 is probably the right play if you're on that side. Now, power ratings are just a complete mess for both of these teams. We have Washington on the SP Plus is 24th. On the FPI, they're 19th, and Sagarin has them 11th. UCLA is 19th in the SP Plus, which is large and by far their highest rating. On the FPI, they're 38th, and in Sagarin, they're 42nd. There's been a lot of, I don't know if fraud talk is really the right way of spinning it, but I don't think UCLA is as good as their record says that they are. Their strength of schedule is 128th per FPI. They played Bowling Green, Alabama State, South Alabama, which they probably should have lost to, and Colorado. If you watch that South Alabama game, UCLA was just getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. The Jags were just ripping off 7, 8, 9, 10-yard runs play after play. And Washington's really good. They're extremely efficient on offense. They've had a different receiver lead the team in yardage each game against the FBS teams. They're 5th in points per drive, 11th in EPA per play, and they just don't allow sacks. They're 6th, nationally in sack rate, less than 1% of dropbacks. Michael Penix is getting sacked. So the Michael Penix, Kalen DeBoer link up is just, it's magic. And Washington's really good. So I think that's why they're favored on the road. And truth be told, I don't think they're favored by enough. I would probably lay the points with Washington here.
Yeah, I'm seeing as we record on Wednesday here that there are some juiced UCLA +3s. So there's a chance that this could move off the 3. So I would suggest if you're going to back Washington, just wait and shop around and see if a -2.5 pops up here. And if it doesn't, maybe even wait early in the game. If UCLA gets an early score, then you're definitely going to get under that key number of 3 on the live look. Would you agree with that?
Sure, yeah. If you wanted to wait, I don't know if I wanted to wait to live again, because I just think the live line would be lethargic. And if UCLA comes out and scores right off the bat, I'm actually going to be more concerned about Washington in that game than if it goes the way that I think it will pregame. Now, I'm not a huge live better. I like to get those lines in beforehand, just because wonky things can happen if you're a bit reactionary in that.
But if this moves to 2.5 pregame, though, what are your thoughts?
I'm firing. I'm comfortable firing at -3, and if it moves to 2.5, absolutely. I wouldn't think twice. Just take your money and run.
Love it. The Washington Huskies are about 5 points better via ESPN's FPI on a neutral field. I guess you can give 2 points of home field for UCLA, but if you've seen some of the crowd shots on Twitter, I'm not sure they have a home field advantage, Gibbons.
No, they really don't in the Rose Bowl in terms of atmosphere. But there are a ton of factors that go into the home field advantage, like they don't have to travel and they don't, they're sleeping in their own beds at night. There's a lot of factors that go into that, particularly with student athletes that you don't really see in pro athletes, because pro athletes are more conditioned to it, have been doing it for longer. But yeah, I'm not terribly inspired by them playing in the Rose Bowl.